I'm Nick Seco from HomeRight Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Dan DeDona here with LocalNews1.org's weekly report from Hagerstown, Chambersburg, Smithsburg, Fairfield, Waynesboro, and all the communities that make up our local area. I'm going to cover 5 things to do this week. First, number 1, Jim's Market. Jim's Farmers Market is rolling out the red carpet for its own 45th anniversary. That'll be taking place starting today, actually, from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. at the Grant Street venue in Chambersburg. It's called Jim's Birthday Bash. They'll be drawing crowds all day. They'll have food trucks, local vendors, prize games, face painting, and bounce houses. There are also a lot of neighboring businesses that are going to be participating, including Omega Coffee and Gear House Brewing Company. Omega is going to feature live music from 4 until 7 p.m. And Jim's is going to host a scavenger hunt for a $100 prize, and that'll be that'll all take place until 3 p.m. So that's number 1. Number 2, the 2025 Montalto Firemen's Carnival is back again this year. It's taking place starting today, June 13th. It'll run through Sunday, the 21st of June. This is really an amazingly large deal. If you've never been there, they have rides, they have food, they have games of chance. They have bands every night starting at 7 p.m. It'll take place out at the event complex at 603 South Main Street in Montalto, PA. Kitchens opens at 5:30 p.m. So if you're clever, you could probably grab the whole family, dash on out there to the Montalto Carnival grounds, and get a great lunch. They've got particularly good hot dogs and hamburgers. Both of them are magnificent. I can tell you. The purpose of this is all to raise funds for the local fire company. Third item on the list. Who says you need a silver screen to catch a blockbuster? The Hagerstown Parks and Recreation festivities are going to be sponsoring a Sonic the Hedgehog. That'll be it'll start at 7 p.m. This evening, and that will be at City Park Band Shell at 501 Virginia Avenue in Hagerstown, Maryland. It's suggested you bring your own blankets and chairs because it's just going to be open air. These are a lot of fun. There's another one I'm going to tell you about here. There's another one taking place in Chambers or in Greencastle. Another thing happening though in Greencastle Saturday night. You're going to be able to enjoy the spirits of Patsy Cline, Johnny Cash, and Elvis all at the same time in the Cline Cash and the King tribute. That'll take place out at Green Grove Gardens at 1032 Buchanan Trail East. That'll be tomorrow, Saturday, June 14th, from 5 until 9 p.m. There will also be a dinner buffet. It'll take place from 5 until 6 p.m. Should be a lot of fun. And fifth, the Newcomer House at Antietam National Battlefield is going to be hosting Juneteenth, little known facts about how blacks contributed to their own liberation. That'll be taking place on Saturday, June 14th at 11 a.m. at the Newcomer House at Antietam National Battlefield. That should be a lot of fun. We're going to add a sixth item this week. Just a reminder that we talked about it a little bit last week. The Appalachian Trail Conservancy is going to be having their 100th annual anniversary on Saturday, June 14th. That'll be from 10 until 4 p.m. at Red Run Park. That's on Buchanan Trail east of Waynesboro in Washington Township. There'll be music, food, exhibits, and as we mentioned last week, yoga and a lot of other activities taking place. So that should be a lot of fun. Moving to the news. I mentioned last week that process fouls are particularly difficult to deal with. My wife reminded me that not everybody understands exactly what a process foul is, so I should explain, especially with respect to the Penn State Montalto decision. Most people can accept almost any decision that is handed down, but they generally accept it primarily because they believe that the people who are making the decision are doing their very best to consider the facts, and even if it's a tough decision, even if it's painful, if people believe that the process was clean, you did your due diligence, you got the right kind of data, then they can live with the decision. That doesn't seem to be the case in the case of the decision to close several local campuses, regional campuses of Penn State, including Penn State Montalto. It continues to draw fire. Just this past week, Chad Reichert, the 90th District State Representative, who has expressed a lot of concerns in the past, seems to be leaning now toward simply being opposed to the closure at Penn State Montalto. You've also got Penn State Montalto Alumni Association, who is gathering signatures against the closure. So all in all, right at the moment, we seem to have one state senator, 2 state congressmen, 1 alumni association, the Franklin County Area Development Corporation, and 1 very motivated young lady up in Fayetteville who got her hands on the report and did an analysis that suggested that the decisions that were made don't necessarily follow what the data said in their own 143-page report. Plus, our understanding is that the report itself was leaked to the Philadelphia Inquirer. It wasn't simply made a matter of public record at the time at which they made the decision. I have to follow up on that. At any rate, the main point of this is it's not hard to make a tough decision if you do your very best. It doesn't appear that, at least based upon the evidence that's become available to us recently, it doesn't appear to us that the very best effort was put into this decision. There'll be more on this in the future, I'm sure. In other news, Greencastle, WellSpan is donating land to expand the school district, the Greencastle Land from Schools District, specifically the Teamenasacta Environmental Center. Dr. Laura Hanks expressed a lot of appreciation for that. It does 2 things. It allows the environmental center to expand, and it also provides enough land so that the school district can continue to expand as needed in the local area, and they don't have to operate from separate campuses. They can all be on one campus. So good thing there for Greencastle School District. In Chambersburg, the Spring Street Amphitheater is beginning construction. That's at 59 Lincoln Way East. When it's completed, it will accommodate 400 people, and that is sponsored by the Downtown Chambersburg Incorporated organization led by Sam Thrush, the DNI spends a lot of time trying to make sure that economic development activities can take place in the downtown area, and the downtown area will keep a good face toward the public. So good on you, Sam. Also in Chambersburg, there was a groundbreaking for the livestock barn and show ring out at the fairgrounds. This will be a 14,400-foot barn, and it's going to be done by the 60th annual fair, which is scheduled for the 6th through the 12th of July. In Franklin County, the commissioners are considering a $2.4 million jail security upgrade. They did that at their 11th of June meeting. This would be the first upgrade to the facility since it was built. So it goes back a little ways. They need this upgrade for liability considerations as well as for better surveillance of what's going on inside the building. In Hagerstown, the city council is considering joining a federal home investment partner program. Apparently, the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development has allocated $361,000 to Hagerstown for housing. However, the minimum size of the grant is $500,000. So they need another $138,000 more. And interestingly enough, they need to make that decision known to the Housing and Urban Development by Friday, the 13th of June. So stay tuned for more on that. Washington County is protecting an additional 173.5 acres of farmland on Shepherdstown Pike. Their hope is that this will also prompt several additional local farm owners to join the program as well. They currently have, with this addition, they have 42,500 acres under protection, and their goal is 50,000, so only a bit to go. In Washington County, the Transit Authority is adding real-time tracking. Now, apparently they had this before, but they were not particularly happy with the app. It had some limitations. So they took that down and they have reintroduced real-time reporting. Users will be able to see bus locations and the expected times of arrival of buses at those stations. So that should help plan plan your stops. The app that they're going to be using is called Passio Go, Passio Go, which is available from both the Apple and the Google stores. Townships, 3 of them, are targeting mosquitoes this time of year. On the 11th of June, they went around to very specific locations where they had found very high concentrations of adult mosquitoes, and they sprayed. This is important. This is an important health thing that they're doing for the community, because in addition to spreading disease, West Nile, and those kinds of things, it's just not healthy in general. So you, as an individual citizen, as an individual member of the community, you can help, because it doesn't take a whole lot of standing water for mosquitoes to start breeding. Now, typically you think about used tires that gather a little bit of rainwater in them, and then they just sit there for a long period of time. But they can also breed in a small amount of water as is contained in a bottle cap. So good idea to keep your property clean. Make sure you clean up all the junk, and make sure you don't have any standing water so you won't have a mosquito problem. In Hagerstown, there is a Juneteenth tribute scheduled at the Halfway African American Cemetery. That'll be on Thursday, the 19th of June at 10 o'clock. That'll be at 11027 Clinton Avenue. Public is invited. For those of you who don't know what Juneteenth is, that is, by some people, this is regarded as America's second Declaration of Independence. It was the day when all slaves were declared free. It's a nice sentiment. In police news, again, 2 weeks in a row, we don't have anything horribly serious going on. No stabbings, no shootings, nothing of that sort. However, we have one story is reported. Waynesboro is seeking a man who picked up a wallet in the Walmart parking lot. It was dropped by a senior. He got in his car and he drove off. Bad news for the fellow is they have a picture of both the man and his car. So I can't imagine it's going to take too very long before that turns up. But the right thing to do would be to turn that back in to somebody and let them. When the guy comes looking for it, he can find it. Under people news, we have quite a number of items this year. In Waynesboro, the school district has named Dr. Diane McCallum assistant superintendent. She has 22 years of experience, and she has been serving as the principal of the high school for quite a period of time. Congratulations, Diane. Washington County is looking for mental health authority board members. This is a state-guided program. There's a law that governs what these kinds of activities do. But their focus will be, this will be a small group that will be focused on mental health problems, causes, and solutions in Washington County. So that's a worthwhile effort. In the Mid-Penn Conference, Spring All-Stars have been released. There were 30 area selections, including a large number from both the Greencastle, Antrim, and the Chambersburg softball teams. And there were 7 people from Waynesboro who were identified. In health news, in Franklin County, WellSpan is expanding their provider network. They're adding 5 different organizations effective the 1st of July. The functions that are joining them will cover family practice in Waynesboro and Greencastle, pediatrics, eye care, and dermatology. Meritus has earned their 5th consecutive A in hospital safety grades. They get this from Leapfrog. That's an organization that goes around the nation and evaluates different hospitals to see how they're doing. This is a big turnaround, and Meritus is very happy about this because back in 2018, they had a D on the same evaluation. So 5 A's in a row. Good work, fellas. Excellent. Just to put a point on it, only 27% of Maryland hospitals earn A's, so this is a pretty good effort. Meritus also gave us a story about Virgent Urgent Care. Now, this is apparently just exactly the same thing as urgent care, except it's virtual. You can get an app, you can talk to people that man the function, and if you've got lesser injuries or illnesses, you can get on there, you can talk to somebody, and they can help guide you as to what you probably ought to do about it. So that's a good opportunity. In the past, in the years since it was founded, 10,000 people have been served in Washington County and other portions of Maryland, in Pennsylvania, and in West Virginia. So very useful. And in Health with Holly this week, she offers some simple habits to help you prevent weight gain. Too late, Holly, but we're taking a look and we'll see if we can get on board with you. They're all excellent recommendations. So, and if they're simple and they're easy to implement, that's worth its weight. No pun intended. In education, Hagerstown's Wilson College got a $600,000 grant to expand their special education teacher program. This is in response to the shortage of special education teachers in the state of Pennsylvania, and they've been taking steps for quite some. I think we've reported a couple of times now about how multiple campuses throughout the area have been expanding their capability to produce special ed teachers. So, $600,000 grant will go a long way toward helping that problem. Hagerstown Community College received a $25,000 donation for a new scholarship for Professor Steve Sabeticus, who's been retired for a number of years, but he taught the administration of justice for 11 years in the system. The Greencastle Antrim commencement ceremony took place on Saturday, the 7th of June. We have a photo essay in localnews1.org if you'd like to go out and see how that went. In entertainment, Totem Pole is going to be their next scheduled show is going to be 9 to 5. That's going to run from the 20th of June until the 6th of July. Truly, if you've never gone, it's worth the price of seeing a live show. You get real used to seeing videos on TV and on a really small screen. It's just not the same. It's a substantially enjoyable experience actually going and see live actors doing their part. So if you have an opportunity, check out the Totem Pole website for ticket prices, ticket availability, and for the rest of their season, because they have a whole bunch of additional shows coming up, including some specials, I believe, on Tuesdays. Finally, in Greencastle, they are going to be having a movie night on the 16th of June. I mentioned that a little earlier. That'll take place at the Jerome King Band Shell at 240 North Carlisle. Like the other show I mentioned, be sure you bring a blankets or chairs. There's going to be free popcorn and free ice cream if you go. That'll start just as soon as it gets dark enough to be able to see it on the inflatable screen. We also, in local news, we have local history every Tuesday. We have the writings of Dargan Boy every Thursday. We have sports from 7 high schools, 7 little leagues. And oh, by the way, we're looking for additional contacts from little leagues if you'd like to see your schedules and your scores in the paper so more people can share your games with you. We have auto racing and running, pets and animal care, and obituaries from a large part of the area. And many, many, many more activities from all the communities that make up our constantly moving mosaic in which we live. We are very proud at Local News to be a news source for Verstandig radio stations. And you can see all of the local news at localnews1.org. It's just $4.99 a month. And there are discounts. There's one that's been running here lately that you can get it basically for 1 year for half off. So it would cost you $30 for 52 weeks worth of local news, or 12 months worth of local news. And with that, we will close with our thought of the day. A man called his doctor because he had turned invisible. Sadly, no one could see him for weeks. And that's it for this week. Have a great weekend.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.